So, who knew that the cure for homophobia was just giving somebody gumbo? That's amazing. Why isn't this a more widespread thing? Come on, guys. I just this. Now, originally I wasn't going to do any type of review for the Proud Family reboot until the entire first season was out because it would make it easier for me. Like going by episode, waiting week after week is just not something I want to do right now. Maybe in the future, but who knows? But with this new episode, I kind of want to talk about it because it's really amazing and it kind of improves the overall series, I think, to me, because I didn't like the first two episodes that much. Like I knew I was gonna like the show in general, but the first two were like really slow and just didn't really like hit me as much as this one did, because this one actually kind of has an important message that I didn't think anybody needed, but we did. So let's talk about it. Now, just the real meat and potatoes of this episode, in my opinion, and probably a lot of other people's opinion, is the response to the revelation, I guess, of new characters, Maya and KG, when people find out that they have two dads. Now, it was kind of spoiled in the trailer that there would be a gay couple added like to the side characters, but nobody knew that they were going to be anybody's dads until like the first episode where we see Barry. He's introduced as their adoptive dad, and then everybody just it's like clicks to everybody watching. I'm like, oh, they're the two dads. They're the gay couple. Okay, awesome, that's great. And this episode just kind of confirms that fact, and just it kind of hits home for me, like a lot of people. Now, when it comes out, and this is all Dejanay's fault, really, because when she finds out, when it clicks in her head, her dumb, stupid head, that KG and Maya have two dads, and she doesn't get it, but when she does get it, she decides that it's everybody's business. And I don't like that at all. When you are when you're gay, like you get to decide who gets to know your friends, colleagues, all of that. Like that is your business, really. And it doesn't mean you're ashamed of it when you keep it a secret. It's not. It's just like it might be a new year, a new decade, but still, this kind of stuff can, when it gets out, it can be bad for people, especially the kids involved. This kind of stuff not everybody gets. Not everybody can understand or process the thought of two men raising children, which it's that shouldn't be like hard to connect. I don't understand what's not clicking with some people. But it is interesting to see how all these characters respond to it. And except for Penny, everybody has this weird universal response where it's like it's weird. They don't understand. They don't get it. And some are just like outwardly homophobic. Like Oscar's response. He tells Penny that she can't hang out with him anymore. This girl lives a life that he doesn't understand. So in his brain, he's like, I have to protect my daughter from this thing that's different, because he's equating different equals bad. And that's really raw, I think. I think some parents actually believe they're protecting their children when they don't want them to acknowledge that queer people exist and have normal lives and normal family structures like heterosexual people have. And that's just, I don't want to think about how many parents are brainwashing their kids with that. It's sad to see that, which is why we need shows like this showing that kind of thinking, that kind of ignorance is bad. It's a bad thing to teach your kids that. Like, you don't want to raise them to be homophobic at all. And you don't realize this is a bad thing. Now, the response that the kids have at the school, oh my God, why are you calling me right now? That had to be the worst conversation I've ever had with anybody. But I would not have it unless it was with somebody I care about the most. That being said, the next time I see him, I am definitely gonna take a big old fart in the front seat of his car. And he hates it when I do that. Love you, Tay. Anyway, the kid's response to finding out two students have two dads is very realistic. I 100% believe they would be stared at and be made fun of by a good percentage of their classmates. But I also would like to think that more people other than Penny and Michael would be on their side. And I just have to give it to Penny because her being unapologetically supportive and telling everybody else to piss off, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Penny has always been like one of my favorite characters. Like in the old show, sure she did a lot of stuff that I did not like, but now it seems like they're improving her overall, and that's really great. That's something you want to do with the reboot. You want the characters to be different than their counterparts back then. I can't say the same for her friends. La Cienega is still La Cienega, and Dijonay is still Dijonay. But I feel like that fakeness that they have is probably not as bad as it used to be. But who knows? The future can always change. Now, I feel that the ending kind of came abruptly, and the issue at hand was solved kind of messily because, like I said at the beginning, the gumbo made everybody not homophobic, especially Frankie, who started this whole thing. He was one of the first ones to say something stupid out of his mouth about these two people that he didn't know, but then he's invited over to have to eat with the same people he was making fun of, which is weird. Now, I'm not asking for a whole, like, the more we know kind of like moral lesson learned here. I feel like there should have been more to this, like especially to Dijonay. She should have like been told like, hey, what you did wasn't cool. You kind of like leaked out these people's business like for no reason other than the fact that you thought like, hey, this is like some juicy gossip or whatever. Let me just like put it on every social media site I'm a part of and just see what happens. Like the ending could have been better. Like we could have had like both Randall and Barry sit the kids down, tell them about their life or whatever, or tell them that they are just as normal as like their parents are. Like they've had to struggle with this. Like I know that they probably had to really fight for their right to raise these two kids. It probably wasn't easy for them to adopt them because adoption agencies can also be homophobic. Like they will see two parents that are not heterosexual and just automatically be like, no, you can't adopt this kid, even though you probably would give them a loving home. Like that would have also been nice to see, instead of just everybody coming to their house, eating their food, and just deciding because of that just bomb ass gumbo that they were wrong and they're not going to be homophobic anymore. But I have to say, it was really nice when Oscar was talking to Penny, like congratulating her for ignoring the stupid stuff that he said and then listening to the smart stuff he said, which is always treat people the way you want to be treated. That was a really sweet moment between the two. Their relationship is also, I think, getting a little better. I really hope they acknowledge his whole weird, like, she's not dating any boys until after she's married thing. I really hope, like, they deal with that in a future episode because I'm sick of it. I hate that trope, but the dad and his daughter, it needs to die. It's archaic. Like, please. He does not own his daughter like that. She can do whatever she wants, but I don't know. I'm getting too much. I'm getting off topic. I'm so sorry. Now, I know this video was kind of all over the place and wasn't really structured nicely, but I just really wanted to talk about this episode. And I promise when all of season 1 of Proud Family, Louder and Prouder comes out, I will do a better, more organized video about the show just in general. And then hopefully, it's decided that it'll get a season 2 because I feel like the show, because of this episode, has a lot more potential to deal with more serious issues like this. And yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. So before I officially end this video, I just want to give like some news slash updates, mostly on part 2 of the retrospective American Dragon Jake Long video. I am still working on it, but oh, I'm getting in this headset where I'm doing something that takes a lot of time, but my brain wants me to procrastinate because it doesn't want me to be productive at all. So I have no idea when I'm going to be done with that at all. There'll probably be stuff out before then, but hopefully I'll get done with it, if not by the end of March, at least like the first week of April. And as for news, I will be watching Turning Red tomorrow and then also working on a review of that. Now, because of what I'm doing now, what I'm choosing to do with my life, I have to be on Twitter. Like, it's something I can't ignore anymore. And I didn't know there was this huge discourse with this Pixar movie. And it's really weird. And I really want to talk about it because it's so stupid, but it'll be better to do it after watching the movie so I can prove all these people wrong with their not so hot takes on this movie that is dictated toward young children. It's weird how hyped up or how angry a certain demographic gets when a major company makes a movie that doesn't star a certain demographic that has had loads of representation since like the invention of filmmaking. But it's we don't have to talk about it. It's a lot. I'm so sorry. But thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, follow and find me on my Twitter or my Tumblr if you have no reason to use that hell site, and I'll see you next time. Bye.